everyone! Today I wanted to talk about this new idea that Jungkook solo stans have been running with lately, and it's the idea that Jungkook would be more successful as a solo artist, and that being in BTS is stifling him, and instead he should spread his wings and pull a Camilla, or a Zayn, or a Jessie. Well, maybe not exactly a Jessie, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I wanted to talk about this because it is just so ridiculous. I will say that Jimin and V solo stands have had similar ideas floating around their circles, but Jungkook solo stands are definitely the loudest. So, in my video, without being too rude, because I could tackle this issue in quite a few different ways, I will genuinely go through why this idea of Jungkook going solo even came up, the pros, the cons, and my opinion. So, let's get into it. Undoubtedly, Jimin V and Jungkook often fight for the top spot when it comes to individual popularity in BTS. There are obvious issues with this discrepancy in popularity between the Hyung line and the Magna line, but I won't get into it in this video. For whatever reasons, however, these three have always been just very popular. So they also have a lot of people who bias them, and maybe a little bit too much, because guys, stop it with those edits of you and them together. It's weird, it's annoying, and it's actually kind of surprising me why some of these look so good. Anyway, since we have seen solo albums from the rap line members before already, and Jin had enlisted quite early, the albums of the three Magna line members were obviously the most anticipated. We see what each member brings to the group, but we also know that individually, members have surprised us with their solo albums, so what would the most popular members have to offer? I will say, I think among the solo releases, Jungkook's songs had the most commercial success. He had big Western industry producers and writers and a signature pop sound that many had been missing in the music scene. And as the main pop boy, he delivered. He can sing, he can dance.
She's beauty, she's grace, she's Miss United States.
What's not to like? Which basically meant that he not only wooed armies once again, but also other people. Maybe some that made their entire personality the fact that they hate BTS. After Golden, a lot of BTS antis realized that they couldn't go on pretending that BTS's music didn't slap. I mean, as much as they did try to ignore the tapping of their feet every time a BTS song played in public, now Jungkook songs were doing the same. Imagine not swinging your hips to 3D. It's impossible. So they decided to cope by becoming a Jungkook solo. Haha, I still hate BTS, but now I also get to enjoy BTS. Loophole. A similar thing happened with Jimin's Like Crazy because, come on, you genuinely cannot deny a bop no matter how much you may hate BTS. Aside from locals, fans of other K-pop groups that hated on BTS also couldn't deny that true, just yummy deliciousness that is Jungkook. Songs. And others just happened to discover Jungkook's music before giving BTS a try and decided that they wanted to just have one bite of the cake instead of, taking the whole cake home. Whatever, no judgment. Basically, Golden brought in locals, haters, and already existing solos together to create a wave of JK-obsessed people. Which sounds good, get in line, until you realize that nothing about K-pop fandoms can ever be good. Instead of enjoying the solo content that they got, they went competitive mode, using Jungkook as a pawn to vicariously live through as they competed with Jimin solos and V solos, even other solo idols in K-pop or musicians in general, which I do want to say, you do realize these aren't your achievements, they're Jungkook's. I'm just checking in to remind you because I have a feeling some of you forget. This intense competition among fans of individual members, particularly within the Magna line, led to a push for solo careers, fueled by the solo stands' desire to see their bias succeed independently and not as a group. This competition, hatred, and then illusion of mistreatment, which I'll say it, Jungkook is not mistreated. Oh, but the subtitles. If you think taking off subtitles from a video to ensure quality in views is mistreatment, wait till you get to the real world, baby girl. I'm sure Big Hit just did that because no one wants a Suzy situation all over again. And with the way y'all were acting, I'm not exactly arguing with that. Was it petty and unnecessary? Completely. I wanted to watch the video, but I couldn't because I'm illiterate, and even after liking K-pop for almost 8 years, I cannot understand a lick of it. Getting back to the point, when people get obsessed with someone, especially in K-pop, they get overprotective, controlling, and that's what's happening. You start to tell your faves what they should do, who they should collaborate with, who they should hang out with, and finally what they should do with their career. That is, Jungkook should now go solo. So, okay, let's keep this in mind and think about this objectively while we consider the pros. The Western industry is just going to be much more willing to accept a singular Asian man rather than 7. And they may also see Jungkook as less of a threat than BTS as a whole and hold him back less initially than they would BTS. But ultimately, when they realize Jungkook's success, he would get the same suppression treatment as BTS. And secondly, Jungkook would get more lines in the songs. And those are the pros. Short list, eh? Let's get to the cons.
He never said he wanted to, you sick fucks. Stop acting like you dictate what he should do in his life.
Whoa, who was that? What I mean is, neither Jungkook nor any of the members of BTS have ever expressed a desire to leave the band. In fact, I'm pretty sure they would prefer disbanding as a whole than to leave any members out. Seriously, it's like they're obsessed with each other. It's kind of weird. Jokes aside, their closeness makes sense with the amount of shit they've been put through and the years that they've spent together. The years between the late teens to 20s are life-changing years, and they spent that together. They're not colleagues at this point, they're a family. Second point, why are you limiting your buffet privileges, bestie? BTS have released solo music and albums alongside being in BTS, so what's the issue? If you're a JK solo stan or a solo stan in general, you can literally enjoy their solo stuff while ARMYs can get to pick out at the buffet. Cause guess what? You know what's better than 1 talented and hot man? 7 talented and hot men. It really is just basic math. And the last point, which I will admit is a bit speculative, but as someone who's been a BTS fan for almost 8 years now, holy shit, I'm old, I have observed them for a long time and seen them grow up, and I feel like I know them a little bit better than these new JK solos. Jungkook relies very much on the older members of BTS, which is completely understandable considering they basically raised him. And while his solo debut showed us his confidence in performing alone, it also showcased his hesitance in making music himself. If you weren't aware, Jungkook has made and wrote some beautiful songs for BTS as well as for his own unofficial releases, but for some reason still kind of struggles to find confidence in it. He has spoken about preparing for his mixtape for a long time and going back and forth a lot, and also completely deleting songs he made because he just didn't feel confident. While this is obviously something he will learn and grow up from, being with BTS members gives him that extra push, that confidence to pursue these artistic ambitions and be experimental, since he's worked with his members and other producers since he was 15. For Golden, as successful and amazing as it was, it did lack that special JK touch because he didn't produce any of the music. They were made by these big industry producers, and that's great, and I love that he got to work with them, but I can't imagine that that will help his confidence in putting out self-made songs, and since I do so very much love the songs he's made, it'd be a great shame if he went completely solo and we didn't really get to hear his producing and writing talents. Basically, in every sense of it, Jungkook thrives when he's with his members. From feeling a sense of comfort to being able to just fully experiment. We truly get the best versions of each BTS member when they're together. Because as amazing as they can be solo, imagine all of these people in one group. Sounds like a pretty big hit to me. I just think solo stans have this weird illusion that they know each member better than ARMYs who've been with them for years. And I truly also think that these stans believe they know members better than they know each other and themselves. And it's important to keep y'all in check. Watching behind the scenes Bangtan bombs does not make you an expert on any of the members. You're not their moms, you're not their managers, so take off your momager pantsuit and appreciate the fact that you get to enjoy BTS and each member's talents. Think about it, we're living in BTS's peak era. Years from now, when we're all Botoxed beyond repair and our grandkids pull out this gem, we can tell them about the good old times, so please stop ruining the good old times. Trust me, these men know what they should do. They have good guidance within themselves and their families. They don't need a chick from Detroit, Michigan to plan their careers for them. And that is it for this video. Let me know if you agree with me or not. I would love to hear from you on this topic, and please do like and subscribe as it helps me out immensely. Let me know if you'd like me to speak on any other specific topics, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!